I'll prove it to you. I don't need that feeling. I need you.
Oh, but
Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. I am Espoir Deceit, and today I want to play a game that's part of the Stained Red Yandere game jam called Symptoms of Deceit. What happened when you were younger? Choose the most impactful to you. I stayed in a hospital for a week. It actually wasn't a week, it was like a day, but the reason I got there was pretty messed up. Select a color for your text box messages. Cool, I like the shade of purple. Oh, neat. Start game with yandere men love interest. Start game with yandere women love interest. Neat! I like the yandere boys. You never know what to do with the last few minutes of your shift. It's too early to clock out, but too late to start on anything else. I guess I should look around to make sure I'm not forgetting anything. Let's see. Sick strawberry pen? Check. Sick cherry phone? Am I done looking around? No. I want to look at my sick lava lamp. It's the lava lamp I won at the arcade last weekend. Nelis won a similar one. He said he was going to put it in his room. You know what? I do not have a lava lamp. I'm surprised that I don't. What's this phone doing? Nothing? Alright. Check your phone. You pick up your phone. No new messages. I guess I'll check Coral Connect. That sounds cool. That sounds like a real thing. What? Who's playing Dark Souls? This was posted at 3 a.m. Tremo always stays up too late playing games. She really needs to fix her sleep schedule. You scroll to the next post. Going to the arcade with Nelis is always fun. He really is good at racing games and rhythm games, so we usually win a lot of prizes. Cool. Oh geez. Calm down, Nelis. You scroll to the next post. Ooh. Oh, somebody got gotted. You read the caption. Another sea star was found dead this morning. The 27-year-old sea star man, sea star, was discovered with a deflated appearance and his left arm completely detached from his body. Manta ray? Sea star? His skin was covered in white oozing lesions, and his limbs had developed a slimy and goo-like quality. This presentation of tissue decay and fragmentation is typical of sea star wasting syndrome. Sea star? Are we in SpongeBob land? As the outbreak becomes more pervasive,
epidemiologist
and other researchers work to... Checking your phone during work? How naughty. Pretty. Startled by the sudden notification, you quickly lower your phone and see Nelis smiling at you. Oh, you surprised me. You scared me. Your eyes look cute, kinda like an octopus. Oh, you surprised me. Sorry. Nelis raises his hands in a meek act of surrender, but it doesn't feel genuine at all. You were just so focused. I couldn't help it. Did you see anything interesting? Actually, it looks like this morning there was another body. Nelis's smile falters for just a moment. Ah, that. Yeah, I got sent out to take a look as part of the field epidemiology. It's all confidential as usual, so I can't tell you anything. Just know that everyone is working hard to find some answers. Nelis speaks in a reassuring tone, then quickly returns to his usual carefree demeanor. Anyways, enough about that. We're both off the clock now, right? So if you want to, maybe we can... Nelis.
Pretty. Her hair kinda looks like a jellyfish.
Are we fish people? Are we in underwater town? Is this Bikini Bottom? Another epidemiologist steps into the lobby after calling Nelis's name. You can't tell if she didn't notice that Nelis was in the middle of talking, or if she's just unapologetic about interrupting him. She looks very irritated. That's strange. I've never seen Tremo in a bad mood like this before. I wonder what happened. I need to speak to you about the body from this morning. Nellis pouts, looking back at you with an expression that resembles a kicked puppy. After his painfully pathetic glance, he sighs and turns back to Tremo. Yeah, sure. Tremo turns her attention away from Nellis and onto you. Her expression softens. Aw. Have a good evening, Espoir. Get home safe, okay?
Okay.
You're pretty sure you see her blush as she quickly turns and walks back the way she came. Nellis looks back at you with a perplexed expression on his face. At least I wasn't the only one who thought that was odd. You shrug at Nellis. The censored image of the body I saw was pretty disturbing. I know Tremo deals with this stuff a lot, but with the number of SSWS cases rising, I'm sure she's stressed. I'd probably have trouble keeping it all together and acting normal in her position too. By the time you're done sorting through your thoughts, Nellis has already turned around and began following Tremo. Who knows when they'll be done with whatever they're doing? I should get going. You clock out, then leave the building. Your apartment is nearby, so you only take the subway when the weather is especially bad. The weather is fine today. You start walking home. Almost home. Probably shouldn't be walking alone when there's a bunch of murders happening. You walk up to your apartment building, input your code, open the door, and walk right into someone. Ah, cute. Hey, you have octopus eyes as well. Whoa. Sorry about that. No, it's fine. You live here? Huh? Oh, yeah. You answered before really thinking about it. Yeah, you probably shouldn't tell a stranger where you're living. Should I really have answered that? Me too. Starting today, that is. I'm new to the area and just moved in. That makes us neighbors. I guess it does make us neighbors. Right then. We should exchange numbers. It's important for neighbors to look after each other, right? No, you know what? No. I don't know you like that. I'm not giving you that information. No. Realistically, no. Sorry, I don't like giving my number to people I don't know well. Why did the music stop? He stares at you, looking almost confused. I don't understand. Last time you... He mumbles something to himself, but you can't make it out. I made it out. What do you mean last time, friend? I mean, you don't want to? I'm sorry, but I should get going. Have a good night. You too. You head up and into your apartment. Once inside your apartment, you spend some time getting ready for bed. All right, well, I have work tomorrow. I shouldn't stay up too late. Should I text Nellis before I sleep? Yeah. Make sure your buddy's okay. Sorry for taking off without you. Cute. He's such a drama queen. Are we fishy people? Are you okay? Oh, he's so cute. Or is that some sort of squid? Don't send me that. But I love sending you that. Hey, you should get some sleep. See you tomorrow. You're right. Sleep well, Nellis. You too, girlie. You put your phone away and go to sleep. You wake up the next day and head to work after getting ready. No shenanigans happening in the middle of the night. You open the coworker app to clock in. The app shows you who else is currently clocked in. Nellis almost always gets there before you, but it looks like he's late today. Yeah, tease Nellis about being late. Hopefully, he's late of his own volition. Running late? Who's the naughty one now? Aw. I'm on my way right now. The door opens, and as soon as you look up, you see Nallis standing in front of you, holding a cup in each hand. Aw. I bet you regret teasing me now. I got you a drink.
Oh, thank you. I really appreciate it.
Nallis hands you one of the cups, and you take a sip of your drink. Well, I should get back to the lab. Don't work too hard up here. Nallis gives you a friendly wave, then heads deeper into the building. Oh, I forgot to ask Nallis about how talking with Tremo went last night. Nallis didn't mention it. Maybe it wasn't a big deal. The front door opens and Tremu walks in. As always, she's late, and doesn't seem to even notice you as she walks towards the lab. Hey, Tremo! You gently call her name. She pauses, looking around, and finally notices you. Did everything go okay with Nallis last night? Tremo tilts her head in confusion and just stares at you. She looks like she has no idea what you're talking about. Last night, you asked Nallis to stay late with you after work, to talk about the body from yesterday morning, remember? She makes a humming sound, holding the noise for several seconds, then shakes her head. Ma'am? Are you gaslighting me? Nope. Didn't see Nallis after work. I thought he went home with you. You frowned, feeling confused. Tremo normally has a decent memory, even when she's tired. Without another word, Tremo turns and walks further into the building. We're not gonna talk about this? Tremo! I guess whatever happened last night will remain a mystery. You should get some actual work done now. After working several hours, you yawn and stretch. It's almost time for my lunch break. I didn't pack a lunch this morning. I wonder where I should go. I'll check my phone first. You check your phone, but don't see any new messages. You hear footsteps. You look up to see Nallis walking out of the lab. He nods in your direction, but doesn't say anything. He doesn't have any equipment with him. Is Nallis going to lunch too? Hey, Nallis, are you going to lunch? Yeah. He seems uncharacteristically distracted. Do you mind if I join you? Nallis frowns. He looks almost disappointed. He quickly hides the expression, but it leaves you feeling confused. Did he want me to ignore him? Sure, I don't mind. I'm just going to grab some snacks from the vending machines. Ooh. Staff meeting, Monday, 6 a.m., Dr. Willani. Can we bring snacks? Nallis. Don't write on notice posters, Dr. Willani. Okay, sorry. Can I bring a blanket? Tremo. You and Nallis head to the break room. He walks over to the vending machines. Something about his behavior feels foreign to you. He feels more withdrawn than usual. Hey, Espoir, you know... Nallis's words are cut off by your phone ringing. You pull your phone out. Nallis walks back to you and peeks over your shoulder at your phone, checking to see who's calling. Tremo? What does she want? I'm not sure. You accept the call, then hold your phone up to your ear. Where do we store the autopsy reports that we don't need anymore? Huh? Why do you need old autopsy reports? Don't know. Someone from Beret is here asking about it. The Bureau of Ethical Research Enforcement. Hey, what? Why are they there? Tremo doesn't answer you, but you can vaguely make out a conversation that she's having with someone. It could be a problem. You're really not making my job easy here. You can't hear the rest of what they're saying. It sounds like they've walked away from the phone. Feeling anxious, you turn back to Nallis. He's just staring at you. Someone from Beret is here. Yeah, took them long enough. You knew they were coming? Sure. You've seen the rumors about our lab performing unethical and inhumane experiments, right? Beret wouldn't just ignore that. Rumors? No, I didn't know about that. Some of them are pretty funny. They've even blamed us for a couple people going missing. What? Why? Nallis shrugs. That's kind of important. I'm just glad Barry finally showed up to do their little investigation, so we can act all virtuous for them, then get back to business as usual. Business as usual? Oh, right. Sometimes I forget that we're supposed to keep you in the dark. You really don't know anything, do you? I guess I'll practice my performance for Bear with you. Nallis steps closer to you, placing a hand on your shoulder. Wait, am I not in the loop? Are all of you in the club and I'm not a member? You've always felt comfortable and safe with Nallis, but the situation now makes you feel like your stomach is twisting into a knot. Don't worry about it, okay? We only perform perfectly ethical, legal, and humane research here. Nallis, why are you acting like this? Acting like what? If you really thought I valued ethics enough to let it slow down our research, then you're more naive than I thought. It's not just me, you know. Every single person working here is the same, except for you. Is this a cruel joke? Did you train me wrong on purpose as a joke? You don't know what to say to that. You just stare at your best friend, trying to process everything he said. Nallis sighs and takes a step back. Just make sure not to tell the Barry agents about this. They won't believe that every single employee was involved except for one, who's entirely innocent and clueless. You'll be held accountable too if they find out. Are you being serious? Keep this conversation between us, okay? Or even better, pretend it didn't happen. How am I supposed to pretend this didn't happen? With what you're implying... Pretend what didn't happen? Nallis smiles innocently and walks back to the vending machines. Gaslight Town, population me and only me. I'm going to finish my lunch, but you might want to check on Tremo. Feeling sick, but like there's nothing more you can do here, you turn and run out of the break room. Yeah, where's my my letter of resignation? You hurry back to the front desk, but you don't see anyone. Hello? Tremo? Espoir? You hear Tremo's voice from deeper in the lab, and a minute later she walks over to you. Tremo, what's going on? Is the Barry agent still here? They already left. Why were they here? Is the lab under investigation? It will be. It's not official yet. Tremo sounds completely unbothered. Are you not worried? This is a big deal, isn't it? Tremo hesitates. It sounds like there's something she wants to tell you, but she decides against it. There's no need to worry. Someone else could explain why better than me, but it'll be okay. No one ever tells me anything. Tremo turns to leave, but pauses and focuses on you again. Don't worry, Espoir. You're doing good. This city needs our lab, and our lab needs you. Everything will be fine. Everything will not be fine. Tremo then turns and heads back into the lab without waiting for your response. Tremo isn't the type to say something like that unless she really means it, so it does make you feel a little better. The feeling of unease doesn't leave you, though. You sigh and sit down at your desk. Before you have any time to gather your thoughts, your phone buzzes with a new text notification. Dr. Willani added Thaumo to the group. Who's that? No one told me we had a new hire. Not a new hire. Thaumo is from the finance company that's funding a large portion of our research. Oh, they're the money person. Okay. Why did you add them to our coworker chat? Tremo left the group. Dr. Willani added Tremo to the group. Tremo, stay. Cute. I don't know much about marine biology, but I do know that certain squids and octopuses can, alter their appearance, change their colors, become something else? Are there some shape-shifting shenanigans going on here? As you may have heard, there have been some rumors regarding the research we're doing. The CEO of Orca Finance decided to send one of their employees over to monitor how we're using their support. Thanks for the warm welcome. Thalmo's first day with us will be Monday next week. He will need to be aware of any changes to our schedule. Most of the work we do is confidential. He isn't going to be able to see much. I'm aware. Thalmo won't be given access to the lab. I'll have Thalmo follow Espoir, and she can explain how we're using Orca's financial support. Orca. I love all the fish puns. Are we fishy people? I like that. John Sony? So Thalmo won't bother the rest of us? Okay. Tremo left the group. Tremo, get back here. I'm looking forward to working with you, Espoir. Cute. Great. At least I won't be the only person here that isn't told anything, I guess. You put your phone down and decide to focus on working. What is my job? What am I even doing? You work interrupted for a few hours, answering emails and managing work orders. Having fun up here? Hey, buddy. Nallis sneaks up to your desk with his usual carefree smile. You're really not sure how to feel or act around Nallis after the conversation from earlier. What conversation? Hey, are you okay? Nallis is really acting like nothing happened. If something is bothering you, you can tell me. You know I've always got your back, don't you? Before today, I trusted him. He was the person I was most likely to turn to when something was bothering me. Espoir, talk to me. What's wrong? How am I supposed to feel? Yeah, explain yourself. Explain yourself, buddy. I don't understand you. During lunch, you said all that. Then you told me to pretend the conversation never happened. And now you're acting completely clueless and asking me to tell you what's wrong? Nallis frowns, looking confused. I didn't see you at lunch today. I didn't even have enough time to take a full lunch break. What? But... Nallis gently pats your head, trying to comfort you. Maybe you fell asleep without realizing, and it was just a realistic bad dream. I don't know. Somebody is gaslighting somebody, and I want to find that somebody. Come on, what other explanation is there? I don't know what you thought I said or did, but the next time you dream about me, try to make Dream Nallis a bit nicer, okay? Okay. Good girl. Thank you. Nallis seems rather relieved now that you've calmed down. I really want to walk you home, but I need to head back to the lab. Nallis doesn't offer any more information. Was Nallis always this secretive about his work? I can't tell if I never noticed before, or if I'm just paranoid now. Be safe on your walk home, okay? Call me if anything happens. I always have my ringer on for you, so I'll come running even if I'm busy. Okay, thank you. Good luck with the rest of your shift. Nallis gives you a restrained smile. You can tell he wants to say more. See you tomorrow, then. I want to trust you. But the gaslights are getting so low in here. Nallis waves and heads back towards the lab, looking over his shoulder at you one more time before disappearing. You leave the building and begin walking home. You feel watched the entire way. After an uncomfortable walk, you return to your apartment. You spend some time getting ready to sleep. After finishing your routine, you crawl into your bed. You decide to spend some time browsing Coral Connect before you sleep. 1 year since Orca Finance CEO lost family in tragic accident. The app opens up to a news post. Oh, I remember hearing about this before. The post is about Orca, the CEO of Orca Finance. He lost his wife and kid a year ago in some accident. Wait. There's a picture of a man next to Orca. This guy. It's the person I met outside my apartment last night. You read the text next to the photos. Apparently, this man's name is Thalmo. Thalmo joined Orca Finance after Orca had lost his family and fallen into a deep depression. Thalmo and Orca became close friends, with Orca almost viewing Thalmo as a son. Is this the same Thalmo that Orca Finance is sending to monitor us? It has to be. It's a little awkward. Your neighbor, who you rejected sharing your number with, is extremely close to the man responsible for funding most of your lab's research. I'm sure this won't be a conflict of affairs. And that neighbor will be following you around and monitoring your work next week. Now that I think about it, it is a little concerning that Orca is sending someone he's so close with to monitor us. Yeah, that seems like he really doesn't trust us. You decide to put your thoughts aside for now. You need a good night of rest to feel energized for work tomorrow. You connect your phone to its charger, then go to sleep. You wake up the next morning and head to work after getting ready. You clock in and get settled in your usual seat at the front desk. According to your coworker app, Nallis is already here. Your phone buzzes. You glance down at the screen. You have a notification from a new group chat with Tremo, Nallis, you, and Thalmo. Hey, do you all want to go to the arcade this weekend? Sure. Wait, with you? Yeah. When? I don't know, maybe Saturday. I see. Espoir, should we go to the arcade together on Sunday? What? No, we're supposed to go as a group of 4. Espoir, you'll come with us on Saturday, won't you? Why would they? Oh. Nallis usually only wants to go to the arcade with you. Tremo usually doesn't like hanging out with people outside of work. This behavior from both of them is unusual. But it was obvious from the group chat yesterday that neither of them are feeling enthusiastic about Thalmo visiting the lab next week. I'm sure they're both worried about Orca Finance retracting its support of our lab if Thalmo's visit doesn't go well. I'm not sure what they plan to do at the arcade. Maybe they want to get on Thalmo's good side. Or maybe they just want to see what they're working with before Thalmo shows up next week. Oh. Yeah, sure, let's go to the arcade together. Sure, I'll join you Saturday. Okay. Cute. Me too. I'm not very good at games. Espoir, you'll have to teach me. We'll all teach you. Tremo and I are pretty good too. I'll be following Espoir for work, so this is a good opportunity for us to practice working together.
Aw, Thalmo is so happy.
Right. Wouldn't your boss want you to spend time with the epidemiologists too, though? My boss trusts me. He said I have full authority over how I do my work. Aw, interesting. You put your phone away. Trips to the arcade area are always fun, but you have a feeling this trip might be more tense than you're used to. Yeah, you should get some work done now. You work for several hours. The morning passes quickly, and you manage to get a lot done. You log out of your work computer and are about to start considering your lunch options when a bag is placed in front of you. Break time! I brought snacks and games. Nallis holds out a Game Shark for you, with the second one in his other hand. Ooh. Game Sharks are pretty outdated handheld systems, being almost 3 decades old now. Ooh. Whoa, why do you have 2 Game Sharks? Nallis is an only child, so he wouldn't have an extra one from a sibling. Is it bad if I say I stole one from someone when I was in middle school? So you were always a troublemaker, even back then? Espoir, you wound me. I've always been a perfectly respectable gentleman. Do perfectly respectable gentlemen steal Game Sharks from middle schoolers? You never know. It could have been something I had to do as part of some elaborate side quest to save a puppy. Was it? No. You roll your eyes and take a moment to search through the bag Nallis placed on your desk. It looks like he brought several of his favorite snacks. You pick one out. Why did you steal it, if not to save a puppy? Was it so one of your friends who didn't have a Game Shark could play with you? What? No. Nallis quickly rejects your suggestion, then frowns, as if regretting his words. Actually, that would have sounded like a better reason. I should have just agreed. Then why did you steal it? I want the real reason, not what sounds like a good reason. Yeah. I stole it so I could play on it if my first Game Shark ever died while I wasn't near a charger. Phew, that's an awful reason. You tease Nallis for a while, then play some games together on your Game Sharks while eating snacks. Aww. Eventually, your lunch break comes to an end. I have to get back to work. You should keep the Game Shark in your desk. We can play it again some other time. How kind of you. I'll have to thank the kid you stole this from. Nope, I gave you my original Game Shark, not the one I stole. The only person you can thank is me. Oh? You expected Nallis to give you the one he stole, not his original device. Nallis gently pats your head as he stands up. Don't work too hard up here. I'll see you later. Nallis heads back into the lab. You get back to work. At one point, you see Nallis and a couple other field epidemiologists leave the building with some equipment, but the rest of the day is uneventful. That seems important. As the time nears 5 p.m., you begin packing up your belongings and preparing to head home. Your phone buzzes, and you pull it out to check your messages. Hey, don't take your normal path home today. Nallis, that is beyond ominous. What do you mean by this? There's a body. Oh, okay. Even if you're not susceptible to C-star wasting syndrome, I don't want you near it. Oh, thank you for letting me know. I'll find a different path to take home. Good. Thank you. I gotta go. Call or text if you need me. You put your phone away and sigh. C-star wasting syndrome. It really has been claiming a lot of lives recently. Most people are weakly associated with their animal. This means that, outside of some changes in their appearance, the association is inconsequential. Oh, so are they people mixed with animals? Cool. At first, C-star wasting syndrome was only affecting C-star people with strong associations, because their anatomy made them especially susceptible to it. But now, the disease must have evolved. SSWS is affecting more and more people, even those with weak associations to C-stars. It's 5 p.m. now. You clock out, then leave the lab, avoiding your usual path home. So, is it, contagious? You wander around some unfamiliar streets. Now, hey, wait a minute. We're not taking our normal path home, so that means that somebody could have us right where they want us. You're pretty sure you can get home this way, but you've never actually gone in this direction before. As you walk, you hear voices coming from an alley ahead of you. Starting to tick me off. Nallis, stop, please. I'll do anything. You recognize the voices. That's Nallis and Johnsoni. A sea cucumber man that's also an epidemiologist. Every time I say that word, I feel like I'm saying supercalifragilisticexpialidocious. At the lab. Are they fighting? Johnsoni sounds terrified. You cautiously take a few steps closer to the alley. Shut up! Please, please. I'll pretend this never happened. I won't tell anyone. Just stop. I can't just ignore this. I need to see what's going on. Nallis! You peek around the corner of the alley, and your breath catches in your throat. Nallis is holding a knife that's partially lodged into Johnsoni's abdomen. There are several other cuts along Johnsoni's body, but none look especially deep. I didn't expect you to be like me, but I can tell. You haven't pushed your limits enough. I'll find a soft spot eventually. Nallis yanks on the knife, forcing it out of Johnsoni's abdomen. Ugh. The movement is strange. It looked more like someone pulling a knife out of a rock than out of the soft flesh of a person. You don't understand what's going on, but you feel sick. It takes all of your strength to stop yourself from falling to your knees. Nallis raises the knife, then attempts to thrust it into Johnsoni's chest. The knife struggles to go through, facing some resistance and getting stuck. Your entire body feels frozen in place. I remember Johnsoni mentioning that he's strongly associated with his animal. Are sea cucumbers hard to stab? Sea cucumbers can harden their skin when threatened. Oh, Johnsoni must have that ability. Cool. Stop! Nallis, I'm begging you. I'll do whatever you want. We've been coworkers for years, right? We're friendly, aren't we? Please, Nallis. I'm tired of your begging. Just shut up already. Nallis, please. I'm not Nallis. Not Nallis. What? Before you even have a second to process Nallis's words, Nallis's body begins shifting. Colors ripple and move under his skin. Everything about it looks wrong. Nallis almost looks like he's growing taller. His hair length and color changes. After a few minutes, he no longer looks like Nallis. The person's new appearance isn't unfamiliar to you. It's the man who introduced himself as your neighbor, the accountant from Orca Finance, Thalmo. I knew it! I knew it! There's some squid octopus shenanigans. Who are you? The only thing you need to know is that I'm not Nallis, so there's no point in you begging like that. Eek! Thalmo yanks the knife out of Johnsoni, causing Johnsoni to wince in pain. Thalmo raises the knife again. I need to do something, but... Thalmo plunges the knife into Johnsoni's throat. This time, the knife slides into Johnsoni without much resistance. He didn't protect his neck. You don't want to think about the noises Johnsoni makes as he collapses. You try to block everything you're seeing and hearing out of your mind. Espoir, I shoot. Hey, new neighbor. You got some stuff on you. You might want to clean that up. You know. Thalmo is looking at you. Did you make some sort of noise just now? Did you scream? Did you cry? You don't know. You instinctively take a step back. Your legs feel so stiff, and it's a struggle to keep your balance. Thalmo begins walking towards you. Your heart starts beating faster and faster, but your legs won't cooperate. You're so terrified that you fail to question how Thalmo knows your name. You're going to fall like that, Espoir. Thalmo helps support your weight, and with surprising gentleness, leads you into the alley. He carefully pushes you against the wall, allowing you to use the wall to keep your balance. You try to avoid looking down at Johnsoni's body. Having the wall to support you is nice, but you're very aware that this position leaves you with no escape route. Why? You can't make yourself finish the question. Your mouth feels so dry. He saw something that he wasn't supposed to see. The simple answer makes you feel like all of the blood in your body's turned cold. Like me? What? No. Espoir, I'd never hurt you. Thalmo looks like he wants to say more, but for some reason, he hesitates. You really don't remember me at all, do you? Remember you? Your voice comes out sounding so small and fragile. Thalmo smiles in an almost bittersweet way. We both happened to be stuck in the same hospital for a week when we were kids. We shared a room. We talked, played games, joked around, and supported each other through our recoveries. We were friends. Maybe it didn't mean a lot to you, but it was everything to me. I do remember that. It was an important part of my childhood, too. Why couldn't I remember it before? Why is my memory of it still so fuzzy now? It's hard to focus with the way your heart is still pounding frantically in your chest and the dead body at our feet. I remember, but why? It was my salvation. It was the only part of my life that felt like it had any meaning to it. You have no idea how empty my life is without you, how suffocating that emptiness is. You feel overwhelmed, with too many thoughts and questions rushing through your head. You try your hardest to focus. I don't think Thalmo is making up his reason for doing this. I can't let this continue. Stop stabbing the fish people, Thalmo! Alright, let me convince you to stop stabbing, please. You only feel that way because we met when you were sick and vulnerable. I was a source of comfort to you, and it's easy to cling to comfort. This wouldn't have happened if we met somewhere else. I don't know. You're attached to the feeling I remind you of, not to me. You just need another place to find that feeling again. You don't need to do all of this. Thalmo does listen to your words, but doesn't look dissuaded or uncertain at all. I think he's pretty set in his mindset. You're wrong. I promise you. This would have happened no matter what. No matter when or where or how I met you. In any universe where my path crosses yours, this will happen. Thalmo pauses, a look of realization slowly forming on his face. If you need proof, you can take that feeling away from me. You think I'm only attached to the comfort you gave me? Thalmo leans closer to you. With the wall still pressing against your back, you can't back up at all. Ah! Thalmo grabs your hands and forcefully wraps them around the handle of the knife from earlier, with the sharp tip of the blade pointed at his chest. You try to retract your hands, but Thalmo keeps his hands wrapped tightly around yours, trapping them in place. Then destroy that feeling. Replace it with pain. I'll prove it to you. I don't need that feeling. I need you. Hey, wait. Just calm down. I don't want to hurt anyone. Or be blamed for, murder. You're putting my prints on the murder weapon, Thalmo. I want you too. I'll happily, euphorically take anything from you, even if it's pain. You feel yourself trembling and starting to tear up. Don't worry, you won't kill me. No matter where or how you stab me, you can't kill me. During all those years where I couldn't see you, I pushed my body far past its limits, to the point where I can do much more than a mimic octopus should be able to do. Oh, but ah! Thalmo pulls your hands and the knife closer to his chest. So, even if you stab me somewhere vital, I won't die. I'll just force that organ to mimic a healthy one. Can they do that? Well, I mean, if your brain thinks your heart is okay, but, you feel tears falling freely down your cheeks. Okay, I won't force you to hurt me. Yeah, don't. You could probably use some time to think, right?
Huh?
Is he letting me go? There's no way, right? Thalmo frowns, almost as if he's reading your thoughts. I don't know, Thalmo, can you do that too? Don't do anything foolish, Espoir. I'd never hurt you, but I'm more than willing to hurt your friends. If you ask anyone for help, I'll kill them. Where is Nallus? Where's the real Nallus? You're aware now that I can change my appearance, and voice too. If you try to report me, I'll just disguise myself until I've killed everyone you reported me to. Where is Nallus? I need to rub it in his face when I beat his gamer score. Your heart sinks as you realize how hopeless the situation is. Is there really nothing that I can do? You should go back to your apartment. I need to finish cleaning things here. Yeah. Okay. As soon as you regain the ability to move your limbs, you begin running back to your apartment. Although you know Thalmo is still in the alley, you feel watched the entire way. You feel an immense sense of relief once you finally get back inside your apartment and close the door, giving yourself some privacy. I don't know. Do I have privacy? I really don't know what to do. You can't stop thinking about what happened in the alley. Wait. You try to remember more about first meeting Thalmo when you were kids. Wasn't there another kid with us? We were a group of 3. Your head starts throbbing. It almost feels like your own brain is fighting you, desperately trying to stop you from remembering more. I can't remember much, but I think that other kid was important to me. I considered both him and Thalmo to be my friends. What happened to that other kid? Did Thalmo... Thinking about it makes you feel worse. You still can't remember much, and any conclusion you come up with now is a negative one. I don't want to remember this. Not now. You've been through enough tonight. You allow your brain to block out the memories for now. You decide to take a shower. You can think about this more tomorrow. You just want to wash your worries away and sleep. Your tense muscles relax under the warm water from the shower. After spending about half an hour taking your time and thoroughly washing yourself, you leave the shower. You dry off and complete your usual post-shower routine. Then you change into some comfortable pajamas. You should be more worried about that your prints were on a murder weapon, but then again, they're probably not even going to find it. Right as you finish, you hear a noise coming from your bedroom. Thalmo! Please, I don't want to deal with anything else tonight. You walk out of your bathroom and see the silhouette of someone standing in your bedroom. Ah! Are you Nallus? Are you actually Nallus? You better be real Nallus. The person looks like Nallus. I know better by now. There's only one person who would break into my room like this. Really, Thalmo? Are you serious? You can't help yourself. You're terrified, but also angry. Didn't Thalmo let you go? Why is he back so soon? His thing is all multicolored. His text box. The fact that he's here disguised as Nallus is almost insulting. Where is the real Nallus? And why? Why do you look like Nallus again? I know it's you. Nallus is my best friend. The fact that you look like him while trying to scare me, it's just cruel. That just makes it even better. He starts walking towards you. You look around, trying to find something to use as a weapon, but you're not fast enough. He corners you and pins you to the wall behind you. The fact that I can wear the face of the person you trust most while doing this, it's exhilarating. You can't wrap your head around it. What's the point of showing up like this? Is it just to make you feel more helpless and hopeless? You feel stupid for feeling so relieved and relaxed during your shower. How could you drop your guard in this situation? Hey, you should have been barricading the doors. I wish Nallus was here. The real Nallus. Hey. He cups your cheeks and makes you face him. Don't zone out or look away. You feel yourself tearing up again. Aw, poor thing. Hasn't Nallus told you not to trust strangers so easily? Maybe if you listened to Nallus, you wouldn't be in this situation. Something about this isn't right. You're acting different. You weren't like this in the alley. Unless... Are there two shapeshifters? Is there a shapeshifter shapeshifting the shapeshifter? Aw, are you trying to understand me? How cute. He smiles. There's no warmth to it. But you should worry more about yourself, Espoir. While still cornering you, he reaches into his pocket and pulls out a small bottle with some liquid in it. He pops the lid off the bottle with one hand. His movements are all slow and deliberate, but he keeps intense eye contact with you the entire time. You tense up, but surprisingly, he brings the bottle to his own lips and drinks whatever is inside it. Unless this is actually the real Nallus, and he's just crazy. He suddenly drops the bottle and cups your cheek again. Without giving you a second to protest or prepare, he presses his lips against yours. Scandalous! You feel liquid filling your mouth. What? No! You try to shove him off you, but you're not strong enough. He removes his lips from yours, but quickly covers your mouth with his hand. You desperately attempt to spit the strange fluid out, but his hand completely blocks you from succeeding. What's that? Are you seriously blushing? His tone is odd. You can't tell if he's pleased or annoyed. In a situation like this, I wonder, is it because I look like Nallus? Did you want Nallus to treat you this way? Or... Well, I mean, both Nallus and Thaumo are pretty cute, and if either of them gave me a sudden smooch, I'd still be pretty flustered anyway. He uses the other hand to pinch your nose, preventing you from being able to breathe. Your eyes look up into his in a panic. Just swallow, and I'll let go of your nose. Don't worry, that drug isn't dangerous. It'll just put you to sleep for a bit. No, I will not. Don't tell me what to do, I will not. You refuse to swallow whatever he forced into your mouth. You just stare defiantly at him. Are you serious? If you refuse, you'll just pass out from oxygen deprivation instead. Okay. His thing says Nallus now. You continue glaring at him. Espoir, swallow. No! I will not! No! Don't tell me what to do! You keep glaring at him and refusing to swallow. The lack of oxygen is starting to get uncomfortable. He keeps covering your mouth, but removes his other hand from your nose. You breathe in deeply. My hand just slipped. That's all. Aw, but how dare you? It won't slip again next time. You should really just swallow. It'll be better for your body compared to passing out from oxygen deprivation. He pinches your nose with his hand again. You can't breathe. Why am I not utilizing my knees and the area between his legs? He's probably in good socking distance. I will not. You keep glaring at him, making your refusal to cooperate clear. He removes his hand from your nose. You raise an eyebrow. What's wrong? Did your hand slip again? Don't look at me like that. Please, just swallow. Please. I will not. You keep glaring at him. Okay, fine. If you want to fluff around and play games, we can do that. I will fluff around, and I probably will find out. Swallow, or I'll start taking your clothes off. This is your last chance to cooperate. Do you really think that will stop me? I'm alone in my own home!
No way. Would he really?
Remember that I'm not Nallis. I'm not your best friend that you should trust. Do you really want to risk this?
Yes.
You don't. You reluctantly swallow the unknown drug. No! Be determined! Be a little butthole! Continue to troll him. Good girl. Thank you. I didn't do that because you told me to or anything. He finally removes his hand from your mouth. You don't move. You just fearfully wait to feel some reaction to the drug.
You weren't lying, were you?
Not about the drug being harmless. Your body starts to feel heavier, and you're hit with an overwhelming need to sleep. Sorry.
What? I can't understand him.
You feel weightless for a moment before something catches your body. Your consciousness fades. Thalmo would probably come to check on you soon. I'd rather not give him the chance to talk to you. Nallis lays your limp and sleeping body into your bed. He sits next to your bed, watching the peaceful rise and fall of your chest. This reminds me of the last time I was here, like this. Nallis stares at you with a complicated expression. He reaches out to gently brush some of your hair from your face in an almost loving way. You know, Espoir, throughout my entire life, I've never genuinely cared about anyone. I enjoyed the presence of others, but I enjoyed their destruction just as much. I loved living like that. It made me feel untouchable, invincible. I didn't need anyone. I didn't care if I lost anyone. I would always be having fun, no matter what happened to the people around me. But you ruined that. Well, I'm sorry. Nallis sighs, then brings one of his hands up to cover his face. I can't get rid of the feelings I have for you. That much is clear to me by now. So, I might as well lean into these feelings, right? Especially since Thalmo is giving me such a unique opportunity. Nallis brushes his hair back, then smirks down at you as you slept. I'm not going to be greedy with you, Espoir. I want your trust and friendship when you think I'm Nallis. I want your fear and hate when you think I'm Thalmo. All of your strongest emotions, I want them all directed at me. I'm going to force you to direct the full range of your heart at me. You keep sleeping peacefully, completely unaware of Nallis and his words. I wonder if you think I'm crazy for this. This time, I'm sleeping like,
Me. I do think you're crazy.
I wonder if you'd try to understand me. I should really get going before Thalmo shows up. What? Is he the dude pretending to be the dude pretending to be the other dude? Nallis! Nallis leans down and gently kisses your cheek. He opens his mouth to speak again, but hesitates, deciding against it. Or was Nallis actually the third person, and Thalmo is just pretending? What if Thalmo isn't actually a yandere, and he's like just helping his best friend Nallis? A double yandere! Sleep well, girlie. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm gonna beat your gamer score. I'll see you in the arcade, Nallis. Ending 3 of 4. Your best friend is here for you. What? What? Thalmo? Oh. Thalmo what? Nallis what? Okay, does anything happen if I do swallow that? Fine. You reluctantly swallow. He immediately removes his hands from your face. Good girl. Thank you. Yeah, now I'm questioning Are you actually Thalmo? Or are you just Nalis's true form? Alright, what if I question Thalmo? Thalmo, why are you doing this? What's up, friend?
Why are you like this? People don't naturally end up this way. You must have gone through something terrible.
Is that what you think? If you believe that I've been through something traumatic and terrible, will you accept and embrace me? Will you try to heal me? I mean, I will try to heal you, but we're gonna have to take you to the laundromat first. Maybe get you a bath, maybe report you to the police. You're not sure how to answer that. As much as I enjoy your sympathy, I don't want you to downplay my feelings. This isn't the result of some trauma. This would have happened no matter what my life was like, and no matter when or where or how I met you. In any universe where my path crosses yours, this will happen.
Then, what if you never met me?
I don't even want to consider a world that cruel.
Some people would consider a world like that to be a lot less cruel than this one.
Oh yeah, because if it weren't for me, there wouldn't be, a bunch of dead people. Like Johnsoni. You try your hardest to avoid looking down at Johnsoni's body as you said that. Thalmo avoids looking at the corpse as well, but only out of disinterest. I wouldn't be so sure of that.
What?
Before meeting you, I knew something in my life was missing. I didn't know it was you, but I did know I'd do anything to find and keep it. After meeting you, I had a goal, a direction to focus those emotions in. If I never met you, I'm sure I would have done a lot worse than killing a few people.
A few people? He's killed others?
You could probably use some time to think, right?
Huh? Is he letting me go? There's no way, right?
Thalmo frowns, almost as if he's reading your thoughts. Don't do anything foolish, Espoir. I'm gonna do all the foolish things. Okay, going all the way back near the beginning when we bump into this adorable stranger. What if I do exchange phone numbers? That seemed to be important. You know how hard it can be moving to a new area and not knowing anyone.
Sure.
Hopefully you're not a shape-shifting murderer. You hand him your phone, and he begins entering his information.
What's your name?
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Thalmo. Are you? Is Thalmo actually Thalmo? Or is Thalmo Nalis pretending to be Thalmo? I confuse myself. It's nice to meet you.
It's nice to meet you too. I'm Espoir. Feel free to text me if you have any questions about the area.
Espoir. I will. Thank you.
You nod. I should get going, but I'm sure I'll see you around.
Oh, I'll walk you to your apartment.
That's not necessary.
You never know what could happen in staircases or hallways. What if you come across a large wasp? I'd probably start crying, to be honest. I probably would.
I'd probably start crying, to be honest.
Right. And I'd be a terrible neighbor if I let you cry right after we met. Neighbors should look out for each other. It's safer together. And I can show you which door is mine. So if you ever need help, you'll know where I am.
That seems like a lot to offer someone you just met.
Oh, I don't think so. You walk into the building with Thalmo. It turns out that his door is just to the right of your door. After showing each other where your doors are, you say goodnight and head into your apartment. Thalmo! Once inside your apartment, you spend time getting ready for bed. Alright, I just texted Nalis. Should I text Thalmo? Yeah, sure. Oh, what do you got to say, buddy?
This is Espoir. Just messaging so you can save my number too.
Espoir, hi. Oh, I'm glad you messaged me.
Hello.
Are you sleeping soon?
Oh. I am. I have work early tomorrow.
Sleep well, Espoir.
I wonder if Thalmo would appreciate a cat photo.
Yeah. Cat photo. Aww.
Oh, whoa.
Oh, how cute. Wait. Oh, you have to sleep. Sorry. Good night.
Good night.
Aww. Sure hope he doesn't murder anybody.
You put your phone away and go to sleep. You wake up the next day and head to work after getting ready. You unlock your phone and see several new messages from Thalmo. Before you can start reading them, you hear footsteps. You look up to see Nallis walking out of the lab. He nods in your direction but doesn't say anything. He doesn't have any equipment with him. Is Nallis going to lunch too?
Check messages from Thalmo.
You let Nallis continue walking out of the building and turn your attention to your phone.
So, I think at this point, if I go to lunch with Nallis, that's when he would start saying all those suspicious things. So maybe that's not Nallis, maybe that's Thalmo Nallis. Unless Nallis is pretending to be Thalmo, pretending to be Nallis, pretending to be Thalmo, pretending to be Nallis.
You let Nallis continue walking out of the building and turn your attention to your phone.
Suspicious.
Good luck at work today.
Oh,
I'm passing a cafe now. Filorhisa? Pastries?
Ooh, you had me at pastries.
Have you heard of it? I have. It's pretty close to where I work. Oh, you're here.
Hello.
Are you on your lunch break now?
I am.
Okay. Want to eat together?
Oh, his little emoticons.
Sure. Filorhisa Pastries is good. We can eat there if you're okay with that.
Yes, of course.
Okay. I'll start walking towards it now.
Aw.
Pew. I'll see you there.
Aw.
You put your phone away and start walking to Filorhisa Pastries.
I'm probably butchering that.
Thalmo finds you on the way, and the two of you head inside. After being seated and ordering some food, the two of you talk while eating.
Oh.
There's a cat cafe nearby too. There aren't as many food options, but the cats are cute.
Oh.
Do you not like cats?
It's the other way around. I like cats, but they don't like me.
The cats at that cafe are pretty friendly. They like everyone.
As long as you have food. As long as you pay the kitty tax.
Thalmo doesn't look convinced at all.
Cats don't like me. I've tried carrying treats, covering myself in catnip, laying on the ground.
Wow. Laying on the ground? To appear less threatening, maybe? He is pretty tall.
I played a cat simulator to understand them better. I wrapped rope around my legs and stood still to imitate a scratching post. Oh, this man is determined.
You really are dedicated. Do other animals like you?
No. Fish, reptiles, birds, dogs. None of them like me.
Aw, that's so strange.
It's not like you can shapeshift your ability and become something else, and they know that. It might be because I'm so strongly associated with my animal. Animals can tell, I think.
I did notice that Thalmo's blush looks blue instead of red, but I wasn't sure if I should ask about it.
Oh.
Thalmo seems to notice your hesitation and smiles.
I don't mind talking about it. I have copper-based blood instead of iron-based blood. I also have 3 hearts, as well as some other things.
What
other things?
Your doctor must really love you. When I was a kid, one doctor threatened to send me to a vet because she didn't want to deal with my anatomy.
Aww. No way. That's terrible.
It made you laugh now, so I'm actually glad it happened.
That's not a good enough reason to be glad that something like that happened.
Thalmo just smiles at you. Your phone suddenly rings. You glance down at it to see that Tremo is calling.
This is probably work-related. Sorry, I'll be back in a minute.
Thalmo frowns, but nods in understanding. You step away from the table, walk to an isolated corner of the cafe, and answer the call.
Where do we store the autopsy reports that we don't need anymore?
Huh? Why do you need old autopsy reports?
Don't know. Someone from Beret is here asking about it.
The Bureau of Ethical Research Enforcement. Why are you making that face, Thalmo? If that's your real name.
Hey, what? Why are they there?
Stop chewing on the fork, Thalmo. Tremo doesn't answer you, but you can vaguely make out a conversation she's having with someone.
Could be a problem. You're really not making my job easy here.
You can't hear the rest of what they're saying. It sounds like they've walked away from the phone.
Hey, wait, Tremo?
I think in that one part where Tremo was talking to you near the beginning and blushing and kind of being flirty, that was actually Thalmo pretending to be Tremo, because you can also choose at the beginning of this game if you want a male or a female yandere, and if I would have chose the female one, you would have turned into Tremo. Or you would be the Tremo pretending to be Thalmo, pretending to be... You sigh and quickly walk back to the table.
I need to get back to work. Something came up.
Thalmo looks concerned, but you quickly gather your belongings before he can ask any questions.
I'll see you around. I'm really sorry for rushing off like this.
Espoir, wait. I'll walk you back. You rush out of the cafe without waiting for Thalmo to finish speaking. You hurry back to the front desk, but you don't see anyone.
Hello? Tremo? Nalis?
Espoir? You hear Tremo's voice from deeper in the lab, and a minute later she walks over to you.
Tremo, what's going on? Is the Beret agent still here?
They already left.
Why were they here? Is the lab under investigation?
It will be. It's not official yet. Tremo sounds completely unbothered.
Are you not worried? This is a big deal, isn't it?
Tremo hesitates. It sounds like there's something she wants to tell you, but she decides against it.
There's no need to worry. Someone else could explain why better than me, but it'll be okay.
I'd rather hear it from you than maybe Nalis.
I know I'm not an epidemiologist, so there are some things they can't tell me. But this affects me too. I don't like being left in the dark about this.
Tremo turns to leave, but pauses and focuses on you again.
Don't worry, Espoir. You're doing good. The city needs our lab, and our lab needs you. Everything will be fine.
Tremo then turns and heads back into the lab without waiting for your response. Tremo! Tremo isn't the type to say something like that unless she really means it, so it does make you feel a little better. I look forward to working with you, Espoir.
I didn't know that Thalmo works for Orca Finance.
I guess we'll be working together soon. You put your phone down and decide to focus on working. Nalis sneaks up to your desk with his usual carefree smile.
Hey, Nalis, did you have a good lunch?
I didn't have enough time for lunch today. I only managed to get 10 minutes free, so I just had a lollipop while checking the group chat. Congrats on becoming a babysitter, by the way.
Oh, sorry. Wait, where were you going earlier then, when you left the building around noon?
Yeah. What? I didn't leave the lab today.
Huh?
You must be thinking of yesterday. Or maybe you missed me so much that your brain decided to imagine me walking around.
No, I'm sure I really saw you today.
Nallis shrugs. Don't sweat it. People misremember things all the time. Hey, about that Thalmo person. Make sure to let me know if he ever bothers you or makes you feel uncomfortable, okay? Hopefully he won't give you any trouble, but you never know.
You always worry too much.
I think I should be allowed to worry about my favorite coworker.
You smile, appreciating Nallis's concern, even if it's not necessary. Oh, right. Did you hear that Beret is going to be investigating us?
Nallis avoids eye contact with you. He doesn't seem surprised by the information, but instead surprised that you're aware of it.
Well, I mean, they called me and told me they were there, so I should be able to know that we're being investigated.
Yeah, I guess you need to know about that.
You guess? I'm an employee here too, Nallis. Even though I don't work in the lab, it's still important for me to be aware of things like this.
I know. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that.
For once, his backtracking sounds entirely genuine and sincere, without the slightest hint of him playing around.
Sure, as someone who works here, you should probably know about this. But you're not just any employee or coworker. You're my friend. I don't want to worry you unnecessarily, or burden you with things like that.
I understand. I'm sorry for getting defensive.
Don't be sorry. I get it. You don't want to be the only one kept in the dark, right?
Nallis pats your shoulder in a friendly and comforting way.
I can't tell you much about the Beret situation, which I know is frustrating, but I promise it's going to be fine.
You nod, accepting that that's the most you'll be able to learn for now.
Well, I need to get back to the lab. It's been a busy week for us. It's almost time for you to clock out, right? Be safe on your walk home.
Nallis gives you his signature friendly wave and begins walking back towards the lab.
Signature friendly wave?
Good luck with the rest of your shift. Make sure to get enough sleep when you're done.
But if I don't get enough sleep, you might scold me, and I can't let myself miss out on that.
You glare at him. Nallis.
Perfect. Make sure to call my name just like that tomorrow morning when you're scolding me, okay?
Nallis hurries back to the lab, not giving you any more chances to argue. Really? That guy? You sigh and finish packing up your belongings.
Are you real, Nallis?
You clock out, leave the building, and pause in confusion once you're outside. Thalmo is standing right outside your office, and he's soaking wet. He looks completely lost. Aw. You feel bad for thinking it, but he resembles an abandoned wet puppy you'd find in the rain. Thalmo, are you okay?
Espoir. This is embarrassing.
Thalmo sighs.
I wanted to find the lab, so I'd know where it was and wouldn't be late. I found it, but it started raining, and then my phone died, and I couldn't remember how to get home.
That's... I'm sorry. I shouldn't laugh. That's awful. I just... Oh.
No. Don't apologize. Your laugh is adorable. I'm glad it made you laugh. I'll happily let you see my pathetic side if it will make you laugh like that. Espoir, are you also heading home now?
I am. Do you need me to show you the way?
Please. I might end up stranded here forever if you don't.
Forever? That would be pretty terrible.
It would. So, please, walk home with me?
Sure. Aw. You walk home with Thalmo, chatting the entire way. You just met him yesterday, but it feels like you've been friends for a long time. As you two reach your apartments, Thalmo sighs.
I wanted to spend more time with you. Maybe we should connect our bedrooms. Then we could easily spend more time together.
I just met you, Thalmo. That's a little bit crazy. That's a little bit weird. Don't say that.
You can't be serious. There's no way that would be allowed.
No? Oh. Then we could connect our bathrooms instead. Thalmo, that's even weirder! Hey, I just noticed something. He said he has 3 hearts, and he has 3 hearts here at the bottom of the screen. Because everyone else had 1 heart, and he has 3 hearts. That's cute. That's cute. I like that.
That's even worse.
Our apartments aren't that big, Espoir. I'm going to start running out of rooms we can connect. You playfully roll your eyes.
We can't stand out here all night. Sleep well. Okay, Thalmo?
Thalmo hesitates, but eventually sighs in agreement. Okay, you sleep well too.
You enter your apartment.
Surprised he's not following right behind me.
Apparently, after losing his family, Orca fell into a deep depression. That's when Thalmo joined the company as an accountant, and the two became close friends. Orca views Thalmo as a son at this point. That's sweet. It's a shame they couldn't get a photo of Thalmo and Orca together, though.
Suspicious?
You work for several hours. The morning passes quickly, and you manage to get a lot done. You log out of your work computer and are about to start considering your lunch options. when the front door opens. We didn't have any scheduled visits today.
You look up and see Thalmo standing in front of you.
Thalmo? What are you doing here?
And why aren't you in uniform? I should go where you go. It's not a problem.
You're talking about how you're supposed to follow me for work? But you're not supposed to be here until next week.
That's fine. I don't mind.
This guy. Have you checked with Dr. Willani and your boss to make sure showing up early is okay?
I mean, we do have classified stuff here. That's not necessary. With the amount of financial support Orca Finance offers, Dr. Willani isn't in a position to complain. And I don't need to check with my boss. He'll agree with whatever I decide. There were no pictures of you next to Orca. Did you kill him? Did you take over my finance company so you could get closer to me at my job? That's dedication.
Your curiosity gets the best of you. I saw a news post about you and Orca last night. It sounds like you two are close.
A news post? Oh, it must be around the anniversary of...
Thalmo doesn't finish his sentence, but you know what he's talking about. It's been a year since Orca's family died.
That's right. We are close. Espoir, are you worried about Orca Finance retracting its financial support of Willani Epidemiology Lab?
You didn't expect Thalmo to just ask like that.
Well, yeah, we get some funding from the government, but Orca Finance's support allows us to do so much more. It helps a lot. You don't need to be worried. I'd never let that happen. I mean, my boss would never let that happen. Orca decided to give me full authority to make the final judgment about our support of your lab. And neighbors should look after each other.
Are you saying you've already made up your mind? Is that really okay? You can't decide that just because we're neighbors.
Why not?
Well...
It's fine, Espoir.
I seriously wonder about what type of relationship you and Orca have for him to be fine with you deciding like that.
Thalmo just smiles his usual innocent smile. Is it time for your lunch break now?
You nod.
We should have lunch together, hopefully without interruption this time.
Oh, right. I'm sorry about lunch yesterday.
You never need to be sorry. Never.
That's a pretty bold statement.
I mean it.
Well, I still feel bad for rushing off like that, even if I didn't have much of a choice. don't feel bad. Just stay with me for lunch today. Or, if you do need to rush off, take me with you.
I'll try, but no promises. I brought my lunch today, so I'll probably just eat in our break room. Is that okay with you?
Of course. Anything you choose is good with me.
Are you always such a people pleaser?
What? No, not at all.
You think about how Thalmo acts in the group chats with your coworkers. He's pretty sunshiny. I guess not. I wonder how Thalmo acts around Orca. From what Thalmo has said, it sounds like Orca is the one eagerly agreeing to whatever Thalmo wants. It really is strange to imagine the rich CEO of a giant finance company acting that way. You lead Thalmo back to the break room. Nallus is already there.
Uh-oh. Finally, them standing in the same room together. Just a second, fellas, let me just part you out of the way. That marshmallow... sea grape flavored marshmallow looks good. Cucumber chocolate? Roe flavored biscuits? Maybe not strawberry potato chips, but... Roe flavored biscuits. I'd try that. Espoir, who's that?
This is Thalmo. He decided to visit early.
What? I didn't hear anything about this. Did he clear this with Dr. Willani? It's fine. Dr. Willani won't mind.
Is Dr. Willani safe? Things feel a little tense between these two. I noticed it in the group chat, but it's even worse in person.
So, Nallus, the real Nallus, I'm assuming, what have you been doing all day?
How has your day been so far, Nallus? Nallus's expression relaxes for a moment, but he then glances apprehensively at Thalmo.
It's been good. Just working on confidential things, as usual.
This is so awkward. Did you bring a lunch, Thalmo?
No. I can just get something from the vending machines. I'm telling you, that sea grape flavored marshmallow looks good. The vending machines are for coworkers only. They don't accept cash, so you have to use a badge.
I can get it for you. What do you want?
Aw.
You sit down at a large table in the room while Nallus buys Thalmo's lunch. I hope they start getting along, otherwise the arcade trip will be really painful this weekend. Thalmo walks over to the table and sits next to you after picking up his lunch.
You guys cleared out the vending machine. Let me try those sea grape flavored marshmallows. Either I'm really, really hungry, or that sounds delicious. I don't even know what a sea grape is. I actually just got back from some field work and picked up my lunch on the way back.
Nallus approaches you from behind and leans over your shoulder, placing a cup in front of you.
So I was able to pick up a hot chocolate for you. Oh yeah, I made that. I named that my favorite drink.
Oh, thank you. You focus on unpacking the lunch you brought. Then you hear the sound of liquid spilling.
Why are you smiling and why do you look like that? Thalmo, did you do something silly?
You realize that the drink Nallus just placed in front of you is now on its side, with its contents spilling out onto the table.
Rest in peace, my hot chalky milk. Thalmo, that's not funny, Thalmo.
I apologize. My hand slipped.
Did you just...
I'm really so sorry, Espoir. It's all right, Thalmo. It was an accident.
Thank you for understanding. Thalmo, you two are both so kind. I really am lucky. I can trust that kind people like you two wouldn't allow your lab to perform unethical experiments. I'll make sure to keep in mind how understanding you both are. You're saying that because... Wait, are we actually doing unethical experiments and the thing Nallus was explaining to me was actually true? Oh, Espoir, some of your lunch got wet. We can share mine. I think I accidentally selected more than I need anyways. Yeah, you cleaned out the thing. What do you need 7 drinks for?
Let me get them sea grape marshmallows. Is Thalmo provoking Nallus on purpose?
It really seems like it, but I don't want to assume that if it's wrong.
Thalmo, what's going on here? I will question you.
Thalmo, are you...
I don't mind sharing at all. Coworkers should look after each other. When did you two become coworkers? We'll be working together. Doesn't that make us coworkers?
Get out the way.
Tremo enters the break room, her eyes briefly glancing over to the others, before her gaze locks onto you. Espoir, I need you.
She's on her lunch break. Thanks, fellas.
Nallus and Thalmo stare at each other. An awkward silence fills the break room before Tremo speaks again.
Or are you all in cahoots, and Thalmo is just helping you all, and you're all in love with me, and you all got me to work here because you're all in love with me, and you're all competing for my affection?
Nallus and Thalmo stare at each other. An awkward silence fills the break room before Tremo speaks again. Okay. When you're done, then. You finish your lunch quickly. You decide to go help Tremo and leave Nallus and Thalmo to finish their lunches together.
Am I gonna come back, and then there's just one of them there, and it's Thalmo, and Thalmo says, Nallus had to leave. Quickly.
Thalmo isn't happy about being left behind, but Tremo probably wants to discuss something work-related. You find Tremo. Apparently she received an email meant for you, and she didn't know what to do with it. You show her how to forward the email to you, but she doesn't seem interested in learning, because you're here. Aw. One time, you made the mistake of asking Tremo what she'd do if you left. She just insisted that you shouldn't leave. Of course, Nallus overheard and backed her up on that. You're both in love with me. So this time, you just nod, agreeing that it's fine because you're here. You sigh and walk back to the break room, finding it empty now. You then head back to your seat at the front desk.
You should check the break room for any signs of struggle or blood stains.
Surprisingly, you don't find Thalmo waiting for you. Your phone buzzes.
Nallus kicked me out.
How heartless of him. Right? I should be there. With you. I mean, technically you shouldn't. Not until next week. But Espoir... I can't even breathe when I think about all the finances you could be misusing right now.
Someone think of the shareholders.
I'm joking. I know. But I miss you.
That's not a joke.
I have to get back to work. We'll have a chance to hang out at the arcade this weekend.
Yay!
Yeah. Don't let Nallus kick me out.
Lol, I won't.
Coworkers should look after each other, right? Espoir.
You understand me.
I'll talk with you later. You tuck your phone away and get back to work.
Okay, so thankfully there's a walkthrough included, so I want to see what the bad ending with Thalmo is since I've only been able to get the Nallus ending. So at lunch, talk to Nallus.
You put your phone down, ignoring Thalmo's text. Hey Nallus, are you going to lunch?
Yeah.
He seems uncharacteristically distracted. Do you mind if I join you? Nallus frowns. He looks almost disappointed.
I'm suspicious of everybody now.
He quickly hides the expression, but it leaves you feeling confused. Did he want me to ignore him?
Sure, I don't mind. I'm just going to grab some snacks from the vending machines.
You and Nallus head to the break room. He walks over to the vending machines. Something about his behavior feels foreign to you. He feels more withdrawn than usual.
Yeah, he'd usually be bouncing off the walls.
Hey, Espoir. You know, Nellis's words are cut off by your phone ringing. You pull your phone out. Nellis walks back to you and peeks over your shoulder at your phone, checking to see who's calling. Tremo, what does she want? I'm not sure. You accept the call, then hold your phone up to your ear. Where do we store the autopsy reports that we don't need anymore? We never figured out why she needs to know that. Sometimes I forget that we're supposed to keep you in the dark. You really don't know anything, do you? I guess I'll practice my performance for Beret with you. Nallis steps closer to you, placing a hand on your shoulder. You've always felt comfortable and safe with Nallis, but the situation now makes you feel like your stomach is twisting into a knot. Why are you acting like this? Are you actually Thalmo? Or are you Nallis, pretending to be Thalmo to throw me off Thalmo's scent? I forgot. Why are you acting like this? Acting like what? If you really thought I valued ethics enough to let it slow down our research, then you're more naive than I thought. It's not just me, you know. Every single person working here is the same, except for you. You don't know what to say. You clock out, leave the building, and pause in confusion once you're outside. Thalmo is standing outside your office. Thalmo? Espoir. What are you doing here? You stalking me, lovely? What are you doing here? I wanted to find the lab so I'd know where it is. You saw the group chat, right? Yeah. I had no idea that you work for Orca Finance. I'm sorry that you'll be stuck with me at the front desk instead of being able to see inside the lab, though. Don't be sorry. I'm happy about it. Really? You yawn. Today has been stressful. You were so tense earlier that you didn't even realize how tired you were. Now that you're feeling more relaxed, your exhaustion is catching up with you. It is getting a little late, isn't it? We should walk home, together. Yeah, thank you. My best friend just told me something weird. You're finishing up your nightly routine when you catch a glimpse of yourself in the mirror. For some reason, a self-deprecating laugh leaves your lips. What do you mean you'll put this off until tomorrow? Are you serious? You stare at your reflection, trying to remember if you were always such a coward. Maybe you should cut yourself some slack. You've been through a lot tonight. Yeah, you find out that your new neighbor is the guy who's going to potentially financially ruin your business. Then your best friend starts acting weird and starts telling you that they're actually performing unethical experiments at your work. And then you find your neighbor murdered a whole person because they're madly in love with you or something. But you really can't push this off. One of your coworkers was murdered right in front of you. I need to do something. What should I do? Well, he said if I call anyone for help, he'll just myrtleize them, so maybe chill and gather your thoughts. You try to gather your thoughts, and a terrible realization crosses your mind. There were several times throughout the week where your coworkers were acting out of character. Yeah. That's strange. I've never seen Tremo in a bad mood like this before. Nallis, I need to speak to you about the body from this morning. Did everything go okay with Nallis last night? Tremo tilts her head in confusion and just stares at you. She looks like she has no idea what you're talking about. Sometimes I forget that we're supposed to keep you in the dark. You really don't know anything, do you? I guess I'll practice my performance for Barry with you. I didn't see you at lunch today. I didn't even have enough time to take a full lunch break. What? But... When Tremo was acting strange one evening, and when Nallis was acting cruel at lunch, what if that was actually Thalmo? That would explain why Tremo and Nallis had no idea what I was talking about. You feel goosebumps forming across your skin. You can't understand what Thalmo was trying to achieve with those two incidents, but you're very aware that Thalmo has inserted himself into your life even more than you realized.
Yeah.
You walk out of your bathroom and pick up your phone. If I ask anyone for help, I'll be risking their safety. You pace around with the phone in your hand. But their safety is at risk either way. Thalmo has already involved other people, and Johnsoni. You can't change what's already happened. All you can do is try to prevent something like that from happening again. I won't let Thalmo get away with this.
Yeah, let's call Nallis. Is he gonna answer?
I'll call Nallis. If Thalmo ends up seeing my call history, I'll just say I was asking about something relating to work. You call Nallis and your phone begins ringing. You wait anxiously for Nallis to pick up. Before you can react, a hand reaches out from behind you and grabs your phone.
Ah! Why? How dare you?
Another hand reaches out from behind you on the other side, this time wrapping around your waist. The hand pulls you back, holding you in place against the body behind you. A third hand reaches out from behind you, this time covering your mouth.
Is a fourth hand going to enter the picture?
Wait,
What? 3 hands?
the hand tightly covering your mouth prevents you from being able to move your head and look around, giving you no opportunity to find out what's going on.
Hey, Espoir. What's up? Everything okay?
You hear Nallis's voice coming from your phone. He picked up, but you can't speak with your mouth covered.
Huh? Nallis? I must have called you on accident. Sorry about that. I didn't even notice.
The voice you hear from behind you sounds identical to your own voice.
Ah!
It's Thalmo.
No worries, girlie. What are you up to?
Not much. I was about to go to sleep. I'm not feeling very well, to be honest. It's an uncomfortable feeling, listening to someone else pretend to be you and speak with your voice. You try to pry Thalmo's hand off your mouth, but you don't have any luck.
I'm still confused on how you have 3 hands.
Not feeling well?
Nallis sounds concerned, and you can hear some shuffling noises from his side of the phone.
Want me to get you anything? I can stop by a drugstore on the way to your place.
No, I'm fine. I already took some medication. I just need to rest now. You try to bite down on the hand covering your mouth. You hear your own voice making a pleasured moan behind you.
Now you made it weird, Thalmo.
Did Thalmo seriously just... in my voice? While Nallis is listening? I just really need some rest.
If you're sure, but I'm here if you need me, okay? I'll sleep with my ringer on for you.
Really, I'm fine. I think I'll have to skip work tomorrow, though. I have a fever. Skipping work? What the heck? Why? What's Thalmo planning? You keep helplessly struggling, completely unable to shove Thalmo away from you. A fourth and fifth...
Well, wait, what?
You're not even sure if these are hands, actually. 2 more unknown limbs wrap around each of your wrists and hold them still.
Oh. Wait a minute. Are these not hands and these are actually tentacles?
Alright, that makes sense. Okay.
A fever? Are you sure you don't want me to come over?
Geez, you're always so overprotective. It's a low fever, and I'd rather not be disturbed or bothered while I have this headache.
Yeah, alright. Fine. I'll let the others know you won't be at work tomorrow. Get lots of rest, okay, Espoir?
Yes, sir. Good night. Thalmo hangs up the phone. An uncomfortable silence fills the room.
Why were you calling Nallis? I told you not to ask anyone for help.
Thalmo finally removes his hand from your mouth and turns you around to face him.
Where'd those other hands go?
One of Thalmo's hands is still holding your phone. His other hand, the one he was using to cover your mouth, now rests on your shoulder. Then, what? You look down and realize the thing holding your waist and the things wrapped around your wrists are not hands. They're arms, but not human ones. They're the types of arms you'd see on a mimic octopus. Your eyes follow them, and you realize that they seem to be growing from out of Thalmo's back. This is a bad ending? Keep struggling? Try to trick Thalmo? Where's flirt aggressively? How will I trick him? What would that entail? Thalmo is the type to get flustered easily. Yes. If I compliment him, there's a chance he'll loosen his grip while feeling stunned. This might be my only chance to escape. It won't hurt to try. Your arms are cool, I said completely truthfully. I'm not happy about what you're doing, but I can still compliment cool octopus arms when I see them. I mean, I happen to be a huge fan of Dr. Octavius, Dr. Otto, Dr. Octagonus, stunned confusion noises. You feel Thalmo's additional appendages tightening around you as he tenses up. Uh-oh, is this going to have the opposite effect? You resist the urge to groan in annoyance. This is the opposite of what you were hoping for. I can't give up now. I can still find a way out of this. Ah, too tight. You're hurting me. You do your best to sound pained and harmless. Thalmo doesn't say anything for a moment. Does he not believe you? Thalmo, can you please loosen your grip a little? You're hurting me. Come on, this is embarrassing. Please, just fall for it. This is amusing. You think that you can trick me? Thalmo, are you sure you can't read minds? Can mimic octopuses do that? Octopi are very intelligent. I'm not trying to trick you. Please. It just hurts. I know I'm not holding you tight enough to hurt you, but okay. I don't mind doing what you ask. Another one of Thalmo's arms wraps around your body, trapping your upper arms against your sides. Another arm spirals around your thigh, restraining one of your legs. Only after the two additional arms have settled around you does Thalmo loosen the grip of the first arms holding you. How cheeky. Are you more comfortable now? You sigh in annoyance, refusing to answer the question. You feel Thalmo's inhuman appendages starting to move around, gently stroking you while still holding on to you. Can you stop that? You're gonna land this video on my adult Patreon. You know, octopuses have a cluster of nerve cells at the base of each of their arms. Really? Those nerve clusters function as mini brains and control movement. Each arm can move independently because of it. So this isn't my fault. Even if you tell me to stop, the mini brains are causing movement independently of me. That's just an excuse. Maybe. But even if you're right, you can't do anything about it. So what's your plan now? You stopped me from calling Nallis and decided I'd stay home from work tomorrow. Now what? Espoir, I don't want to do things that you don't like. But being without you, it's torture. I can't do it anymore. I just can't. I need you. I'll take you back to my apartment so I can watch you. We'll figure things out from there. I think I can be pretty confident that he won't hurt me, and it's not like I have any choice here. I might be given more opportunities to escape later if I cooperate for now. Oh, all right. Please don't do anything scary, or if you try anything inappropriate, I'll kick your booty behind. 'Cause I will. Oh no, he'd be into that. You will? He sounds excited about it. You wouldn't be able to stop me, but you're more than welcome to take out your frustrations on me. I'll happily and euphorically take anything from you. Anything, even if it's pain. As long as you don't ignore me, I'll happily accept anything. Maybe I shouldn't have said anything.
Let's go, Espoir. I'm sure you're tired. I'll show you where everything at my place is. Then you can sleep.
Fine.
Feeling like you have no choice, you reluctantly follow Thalmo out of your apartment. You can figure out your plan of action tomorrow.
Ending 4. Extra arms.
Most kids considered hospitals to be scary. Maybe that's why you were put in a room with 2 other kids around your age. You weren't sure how to feel about it at first, but the 2 kids were surprisingly easy for you to get along with. You just clicked. When not busy with treatment, you had spent the entire day playing and joking around with them. You can't remember the last time you laughed this much. The 3 of you were alone in your shared room now, tired after your treatments and goofing around together. Even just the sound of your 2 new friends breathing was comforting to you. With that thought in mind, you drifted off to sleep.
Don't touch her!
Thalmo slaps the other young boy's hand away. The boy groans in annoyance, his star-shaped pupils rolling with his eyes.
I was just trying to check if she's awake. I'll do it.
Thalmo gently pats your cheek and watches your breathing.
She's asleep. Good.
Thalmo, can I talk to you? I don't want to talk to you, but if it's about Espoir... Thalmo avoids looking at the boy, instead keeping his eyes focused solely on you and nods once.
I guess.
I need to show you something. The young Sea Star boy takes off one of his gloves and rolls up his sleeve. His hand looks almost deflated, and his skin is unnaturally shiny. It's almost goo-like. You know what this means, don't you? It means you're going to die. Thalmo tries to hide the excitement in his voice. If you die, then I can be alone with Espoir. I can have all of her attention. But will that make Espoir sad? No, it won't. I'll make sure of it. I'll make her happy. Have you told anyone yet? Maybe they can treat it. They can't. I know already. Hey, Thalmo? The young Sea Star boy turns to look at your sleeping body, his eyes holding emotions far too heavy for someone his age. I don't want to die alone. He wants to take Espoir with him. Then, if I kill him to protect Espoir, it's not a bad thing, right? That gives me an excuse. It gives me permission, doesn't it?
Oh no, this is where it started. Thalmo, quit it.
So this should be the good ending with Thalmo. You walk out of your bathroom and see Thalmo in the process of crawling through your bedroom window. Just casually breaking in. There's no blood on him. At least he showered before breaking in here, 'cause he was covered in blood after killing Johnsoni. Wait, no, what? That's not something worth praising. He shouldn't have been covered in blood in the first place. And this is the 5th floor. You're so stunned that you just stand in silence as Thalmo finishes crawling through the window. Did you, scale the building with your tentacles or something? He locks the window behind him, then smiles sweetly at you, as if he belongs here. This guy really doesn't have any shame at all. Somehow, Thalmo doesn't feel threatening at all now. But that makes you feel even worse. Throw something at him or sound annoyed, like, Thalmo, you got some splaining to do. Oh, my favorite murderous stalker decided to visit me right after promising to give me some time to think. You try to make your words sound accusatory and sarcastic, but your tone isn't as venomous as you intended. Visit? That's not right. I don't visit you. I return to you, because you are my home.
Oh, but stop, please.
He takes a step towards you, almost cautiously, his eyes looking into yours hopefully. Are you still upset? You pout and cross your arms.
I'm upset.
Somehow it almost feels like you're trying to convince yourself that that's true. Thalmo's expression relaxes slightly. I see. You're worried he's realized that you're not as upset as you should be.
That's only because I'm tired.
So why are you here? I thought you were going to give me some time to think. I gave you time?
It wasn't even a full hour. Did you really think that would be enough time for me to process everything?
I've already spent years away from you. I don't want to wait any longer. You cross your arms and stare at him incredulously. Can't you think with me here?
I really can't.
You both stare at each other. Thalmo's eyes hold so much affection and longing that it's overwhelming. I could bribe Thalmo into leaving, or I could test Thalmo to see if it's safe for me to let him stay.
I don't think bribing would. Unless I'm the bribe, that wouldn't work. But I'm gonna try both of these, so what's bribing do?
If you leave now and give me some space for tonight, then I'll have lunch with you tomorrow. I was already planning on joining you for lunch. I'll leave if you let me walk you to work tomorrow, and if you let me start following you at work tomorrow. Dr. Willani won't mind.
What about Orca?
Orca won't mind either.
Are both of these people still alive? Thalmo?
I can't believe I'm casually negotiating with the man who killed my coworker less than an hour ago. Is this the right thing to do? I can tell myself that I'm just going along with it so he won't hurt anyone else, but fine. You really are needy. I know. Thalmo gently but firmly grabs your hand and pulls it towards his face. He softly kisses your wrist and looks back up at you with an expression of worship. And whenever you accept me, it just makes me even more needy.
So, what would you do if I rejected you?
I would still become even more needy.
Really? So in the end, there's no result other than you becoming more needy?
Of course.
He's so difficult to deal with. Okay, it's time for you to leave then. Don't look so heartbroken. I'll see you tomorrow.
I can tell you're still holding back a little and trying to behave for me. I appreciate it. I can do anything for you, even behaving. Thalmo walks closer to you, gently brushing your hair out of the way, and softly kisses your forehead. I love you.
Aww.
I can't behave myself forever. I'll probably get more greedy tomorrow night, but I'll give you space for tonight.
I thought you said you could do anything for me, even behaving.
Don't be mean. I'm trying very hard.
I know.
It takes some effort, but eventually you're able to get Thalmo to leave. You're alone in your room again. Maybe I should text Thalmo, just to make sure he won't show up again. You start typing a message. If you show up in my room again tonight, I'll kick your booty cheeks.
I'll kick your booty butt cheeks.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Somehow you feel like you've just encouraged him. You sigh and connect your phone to its charger. Seriously, what am I getting myself into? You crawl into your bed. There's still a lot you need to think about, like finding the truth about your childhood with Thalmo. And figuring out how to maintain a friendship or whatever you have going on with Thalmo without letting anyone else get hurt.
Don't kill anyone else or else you don't get smooches.
But all of that can wait for tomorrow. Ending 1 of 4. You'll see Thalmo tomorrow.
And probably the day after that. And the day after that.
Okay, it says it's a different ending if you test Thalmo instead. You consider your options. Do you want to do intimate things with me?
confused Thalmo noises. Of course. Thalmo answers, as if it's the most obvious thing in the world. I see. Then I'll consider letting you stay, if you prove that you can control yourself. If you don't want to prove yourself, then you can leave. No. Please. I'll only let you stay if you prove that you can behave. I won't change my mind. Okay. I'll do anything. How can I prove myself? Sit on my bed. Thalmo looks stunned, but he obediently walks over to your bed the second the words leave your lips. He hesitates for a second before sitting on your bed, acting as if he's doing something he shouldn't be doing. Aww. Thalmo then looks back up at you, expectantly, waiting for further instructions. Part of you can't believe that you're really going through with this. You walk over and gently sit yourself down on Thalmo's lap, facing him. Thalmo's eyes instantly widen, and you hear his breath hitch. His entire face turns blue, and you can feel his body twitching under you. He seems completely bewildered by your actions, and so overwhelmed by the excitement and a fear of scaring you off that he freezes. You give Thalmo a second to adjust. He just stares at you with a complex expression that looks like a mix of delight, shock, love, and worship. Aww. After a moment, he raises his trembling hands up towards you. Hands down. Thalmo immediately lowers his hands, but he looks rather heartbroken over the command. Did you forget why I'm doing this? I need to make sure you're capable of behaving yourself. You're being mean. Of course I'm being mean. You murdered Johnsoni and who knows else. Given the circumstances, I'm being very nice. I don't want to hear that from the man who killed my coworker earlier. You gently shift your position on Thalmo's lap, scooting closer. You're provoking me, so it's difficult. Thalmo's breathing becomes shallow, and it's clear from his expression that he's struggling. All you have to do is sit there. It shouldn't be that hard, especially not for someone who's an accountant and a murderer. You've done harder things in life. Did you even go to accountant school? I haven't. I really haven't. I find that incredibly difficult to believe. That's enough? No, he's gonna get a little smooch on the cheek. Get a little smoochaloo. I'm almost done. Keep behaving. You lean forward and gently kiss Thalmo's cheek. Your heart beats faster in your chest, and you're surprised by your own boldness. Before you can even comprehend what's happened, Thalmo's flipped your positions. What? You look up in surprise. Thalmo is practically pinning you to the bed. Hey, you're supposed to behave. I can't. Behave, or I'm going to kick you out. You notice now that Thalmo's entire body seems to be trembling. He leans his head down, tucking it into the crook of your neck. I can't, but okay, I will. You feel something cold and wet hit your shoulder. Is he crying? Thalmo stays frozen, trembling over you, with the occasional cold tear hitting your shoulder. You reach up and wrap your arms around Thalmo. You pull him closer and hug him. He stays frozen. Sorry, I was a little mean to you. I can tell that you're trying hard. As if finally being given permission to move, Thalmo quickly wraps his arms around you and hugs you as if his life depends on it. The amount of desperation you feel in his hug is almost heartbreaking. You stay like that for a while, rubbing soothing circles into his back as he clings to you. You only speak again once you stop feeling new tears on your shoulder. Let's sit up, okay? Thalmo's grip on you tightens for a moment,
Then you feel him reluctantly nod his head against your shoulder. You face him on the bed again. You can stay, but be on your best behavior, okay? Of course, I promise. Thalmo reaches up and gently brushes your hair out of the way. You notice his hand is still trembling. He softly kisses your forehead. I love you. Let's get some sleep. Today has been an exhausting day. Of course. You should call in sick to work tomorrow. We can cuddle all day. You sure recovered fast. You're already back to this type of behavior. Thalmo just smiles sweetly, looking almost proud of himself. Something about it makes you question if this pathetic display earlier was intentional.
Hey, this game is called Symptoms of Deceit.
You're confident that he wasn't faking it. You're pretty sure you can remember Thalmo being a crybaby when you were kids, too. But, at the very least, you suspect Thalmo knew what he was doing. He was intentionally making no effort to restrain his emotions in order to get your sympathy. The thought makes you pout. You know Thalmo is observant enough to notice, but he decides to act oblivious and continue smiling in his usual sweet and innocent way.
Gosh darn it, you're a murderer, but you're adorable.
You really are difficult to deal with. Aw, but you don't hate me, even when I'm troublesome and difficult. Okay, it's late. I'm sleeping now. You quickly hug one of your plushies to your chest and roll into bed, facing away from Thalmo. Seriously, what am I getting myself into?
Ending 2 of 4. You let Thalmo stay.
Well, that was the demo for Symptoms of Deceit.
And boy was I deceived! I still don't know what's going on with Tremo and Nallis. 'Cause sometimes it felt like it wasn't Thalmo mimicking them and they were actually just being weird. But we will see in the full version, or whenever this is updated. Aside from being an overly clingy murderer, Thalmo is pretty cute. And the whole fish people thing is really, really cool. That's neat. I like that. That's unique. That's neat. I like it.
But anyway, thank you so much for hanging out with me. Take care of yourself. Have a great night, and remember, there is always hope.